Well, my job here right now is to get y'all inspired, but the energy that I'm getting from you all is inspiring me. I just came from Boston. It was 5 degrees. So I'm immediately energized from being here. So as Rafa said, I'm an organizer, right? And amongst many things, what that means to be an organizer is that you believe in the power of people to do things that were previously deemed impossible, right? Against insurmountable odds, I've been a part of movements and a movement that has gone up against immovable objects. Right. And we've seen it move, right? I've been a part of a time where people said that things would not change, that it was calcified, recalcitrant, that there was nothing that could be done about a specific issue, that justice was far away. And I've seen the walls shake with people in state houses, right? I've been a part of occupations, right? I've been a part of huge marches that people said could never happen. And every single time, all it's done is reinforce my belief in the power of people. I'm the son of a preacher and a teacher, right? And so in our tradition, we learn that when one or two are gathered together, there is power, right? There is love, there is transformation. And so I didn't join and become a part of this campaign because I had aspirations of going to the White House. I didn't join this campaign because I thought that this would edify or increase my ability to do what I wanted to do in the world. I joined this campaign because I looked and saw a movement, right? A movement of people who said we're going to organize across race, across class, across gender, across religion, across sexual orientation, and we're going to build the most powerful movement that this country has seen in presidential politics. And I'm excited to be at the tip of that spear. That's right. In California, right? With the strongest volunteer base in the country, right? This is going to be the state that delivers the death blow. Because what Donald Trump represents, he is a bastion of a bygone age, right? Where people come together and say, they say this room cannot exist. That Latino people and white people and Chicano people and black people and Asian Americans can't come together, right? Can't come together and say, you know what, we're not going to allow divisiveness and hate to be the story of this country, right? And so we are a part of a campaign that our ancestors will be proud of. Yes. We are a part of a campaign. We are a part of a campaign that our children and our grandchildren and our great-grandchildren will be proud of. And the last thing that I'll say before I get out of your way is, as an organizer, I also know that there's a lot of work that we still have to do. Yes. We have the most people donating to a presidential campaign of any of the candidates who are running for the nomination. We have more people who are knocking on doors, who are making calls, who are having conversations, both uncomfortable and comfortable, at cafes. We just were at a cafe, had a very uncomfortable conversation today, but we are having those conversations. We are doing the work that is required to power a movement that's going to change this country, right? Yes, sir. But there is still, I want to tell you all that there's still a lot of work for us to do. Because the majority of the country, if you are worth your weight in organizing, you'll know this if you listen and you talk to people. The majority of the country is pretty undecided. Yeah. They're still waiting on seeing how it's going to shake out. There's still so many people running. I've heard all of them sound the same. I heard that, but I've heard all of them sound the same. There's so many. I like this one. I like this one. I don't like all the fighting. A lot of people are under and misinformed about not just our candidate, but the entire political process. And so our political project is, of course, to elect the senator from Vermont, Bernard Sanders. I would also say our job is to bring millions of people into the political process who have been ignored for decades, for generations, right? And the only way that we are going to do that is if we are organizers. We take on an organizer mind. We're intent on listening to people, right? We're intent on having grace and mercy with people who may not be where we are right now, right? And we know that we are going to win. But listen, if they're working for another candidate, we're going to need them in a general. That's right. We're going to need them in a general. And so the work that we've got to do together as a movement that you all have already been doing is very inspiring, but the work is not done yet. So I came to tell y'all we have come so far, but we have a little bit ways to go. And I know that California is going to be, as I said, the tip of that spear under the dynamic leadership that you all have here, right? And so as I end, the third thing that you all know about organizing is we always have a chant. Right. We always have a chant. Yes. And so I'm going to bring one that we adapted. And I was actually able to be in the room when a young brother named Harold in Florida pulled this out of his head. I mean, it's a great chant, but I saw his mind was working and he built this. So I just want y'all to repeat after me. It's a chant that we do, and we repeat it, and we repeat it, and it goes into a crescendo. So we want to get y'all excited. Are you all ready to take off your cool a little bit and do this?
Yes.
Okay. Power.
Power.
Transformation.
Transformation.
And miracles.
Miracles.
Miracles. Okay, you got it. I want it.
I want it.
I need it.
I need it.
I got to have it.
I got to have it.
Right now.
Right now.
Right now.
Right now.
Right now.
Right now.
That was practice, okay? The second one requires you to either move your feet or get on your feet, okay? And so what you all are going to see is I'm going to go a little bit crazy. If y'all can match my energy, cool, but you can elevate from that, okay? So we're saying we want power, we want transformation, and we're going to need a few miracles, right? Okay. Power!
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 Transformation!
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 And miracles!
And miracles!
And miracles!
And miracles!
And miracles!
And miracles!
I want it!
I want it!
We need it!
We need it!
We got to have it!
We got to have it!
Right now!
Right now!
Right now!
Right now!
Right now!
Right now!
Believe it or not, that was practice too, because this one we're going to go even crazier. Okay? Y'all going to see the vein poke out of my neck and out of my head. But we got a lot of work to do, and we've done a lot of work. We got to win this campaign. So we want power!